What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, the best place for beginner to intermediate women in fitness to up-level their training knowledge. I'm Fiona, and in today's video, we're gonna talk about my top 5 tips for staying consistent with your workout routine. So if you struggle with staying consistent in your workouts, this is the video for you. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you stick around until the end because we're gonna count down to the best tip for staying consistent with your workout. Hit the like button if you're ready to get started. Let's jump right into it. We're starting off with tip number 5, and that is to have SMART goals. SMART goals doesn't mean like you are smart with your goals. SMART goals is actually an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. When we set goals with these parameters in place, it actually makes it easier to measure our progress as we're going through things, which is extremely encouraging and actually helps people to be consistent instead of just measuring one thing like your weight on a daily basis. An example of a goal that is not a SMART goal would be, I want to lose 10 pounds. A lot of times this doesn't work out very well because it's like, I want to lose 10 pounds, but you're seeing the scale go up and down, fluctuate a little bit. You're not really sure how much weight you're targeting to lose each week or when you want to lose 10 pounds by or anything like that. You don't really have a plan for how to lose the 10 pounds. With a SMART goal, we're literally planning everything out. So then all you have to do is stick to the routine to get to the goal, and you're more encouraged because you have little goals along the way that you can kind of check off. You might say something like, I'm going to take 3 group fitness classes a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays so that I can lose 10 pounds by January 14th, which is in 3 months from now. Now you have a realistic goal. So now you've picked the days that you're going to do your workouts, you've picked what style of workout that you're going to do, and you can kind of measure that progress along the way. There are a lot of videos about SMART goals out there, but if you're interested in me making one specifically for this channel, please comment below so that I know you're interested. Tip number 4 is being able to adapt your schedule and your routine. So being adaptable is extremely important because, yeah, maybe we planned to take those group fitness classes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but things come up, things happen, we get sick, we have events to go to, whatever excuses or actual real things pop up that might deter us. What we want to do is not take those things and be totally defeated and be like, oh, I missed my Saturday workout and so now everything is off track and I have to quit. So no, well, maybe instead of doing my Saturday workout, I will adapt and I'll do a workout on Sunday afternoon instead. It's also about recognizing like what your body needs. So there's a general awareness here. Maybe you're really sore from your full body workout on Thursday and you're really just not feeling it. And so you can also substitute activities. Maybe you veer off your routine a little bit and you do a swim or a walk, or you do an active recovery or a yoga class or something like that instead. Sometimes your body will tell you, hey, it's not a great idea to do this. The important thing here is just sort of determining, is it mental that I just really don't want to do this workout, or is it really physical? Like I'm struggling to, sit down on the toilet because of that crazy leg day that I did the other day, and so maybe it's not the best idea to work legs. Anyway, just remember, life happens. We have good days, we have bad days, sometimes we miss days, and you just have to give yourself a little grace and be able to adapt and be flexible instead of being rigid and inflexible or thinking that everything goes out the window and all your progress is lost because you missed that one workout or you did a different workout than you planned to do that one day. Tip number 3 is having an accountability partner. This would be like number 1 on the list if it wasn't so hard to find. This is just somebody who's going to check in on you, make sure that you're staying on task, make sure that you're staying consistent, encourage you when you need that little lifting up, but also give you a nice kick in the butt when maybe you're making excuses or when you haven't been consistent and need to start getting back into it. Oftentimes you find an accountability partner and things go well, but it's hard to find a good long-term accountability partner. Part of that is because you want to find someone who's already consistent themselves and is really invested in your journey. And sometimes you have someone who's really invested in your journey, but they're not consistent, or somebody who is consistent but isn't really as invested in your success. It's really not uncommon for people to even pay for a professional accountability coach. There are people who their job is to check in with people and give them a swift kick if they need it. And they do that for many people. These people are very organized. They are hopefully professional, or else they wouldn't have been able to build a clientele off of just accountability in the first place. But that's how important an accountability partner can be, is that people will actually pay money out of pocket to work with someone who really knows their stuff. Some people even hire personal trainers, not because they need them to come up with something or hang out with them when they work out, but for that accountability aspect where they're like, this person is there waiting for me, and so now I have to go. I'm actually going to make an entire other video on, if you are interested in hiring a personal trainer, what things to look for and what red flags to watch out for as well. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you can be notified when that video is published. So number 3 was accountability partner, because man, like when you find a good one, it can really take you up to that next level. And if you have it for long enough and you develop that consistency, well, now it's a habit and you're not really as dependent on that accountability partner. Tip number 2, I talked about in my last video, but it still makes this list because it really is one of the biggest impacting activities that I put into my routine, and that is planning your workouts in advance. So when you're making your schedule, you literally just map out, like, this is the time that I have to work. These are my important meetings or appointments, like doctor's appointments, and then you fit your workouts in there first, whether it's your Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday group workouts, or whether it's something else like a 6-day split routine, you plan those workouts in. Then everything else is planned around that. So all of your social plans, all of the Halloween parties, whatever it is planned around your workout. That really just makes your workout a non-negotiable. It makes it something that's already in your schedule, gives you your own personal accountability, and it also maps out the time. So now you can't say, well, I don't have the time, or when would I work out, because you've literally planned that in advance. And obviously, remember, back to your adaptability tip, if somebody does ask you to make plans and you've got your workout there, but that's the only time they can hang out, it doesn't mean you can't move your workout or adjust the time or anything like that. But you want to just be wary of doing this and make sure that you're not replacing all of your workouts with social outings, because that completely defeats the purpose of planning out your workouts. I personally treat my workout slots as like therapy. It makes me a better me, it makes me a better mom, it increases my mood, it helps me sleep at night. And so if I think about, would I adjust my doctor's appointment so that I could do this social event? And then that kind of helps me decide like whether or not I'm going to adjust my schedule. And here it is, my number 1 tip. I know you've been waiting for it. It's gonna sound super simple, but after coaching literally thousands of people, I've heard this over and over and over as something that contributes to people's success. And that is, find workouts that you actually enjoy. Guys, there are so many different kinds of workouts. There are hundreds, probably thousands of different types of workouts. There are different training styles. There are different modalities for training. So it's really important to find something that you actually enjoy doing. Because if you dread going to your workouts, eventually you're not going to show up, right? You might stay consistent with it for the first couple weeks, even couple months maybe. But if you don't look forward to going, you don't enjoy the activity while you're doing it, or at least afterwards, then you're probably gonna quit eventually. And then any progress that you did make doing it, you're probably gonna lose. That being said, of course it's gonna be hard when you're starting off, especially if you're a beginner and you haven't really been super active. Like, expect it to be challenging. That means that you're growing, right? But it also shouldn't be something where I'm just like, oh, I'm dreading going. So ask yourself, like, do you feel accomplished afterwards? Do you look forward to going? Do you, find yourself telling your friends and families about it? Things like that, just to notice, like, how do I feel about this activity? Am I enjoying the process of it? Is it working for me? If you're not answering yes to these questions, chances are you might not have found the right workout for you yet, and that's okay. Just as an example, I coached at Orange Theory for about 3 years, and the people who stayed for years were the people who genuinely enjoyed the workouts. And they were the ones who showed up 4 or 5 days a week for years because they loved the Orange Theory workout. It was the same coaching kickboxing. The people who really loved kickboxing were the ones who were going to come, they were going to show up, they were going to stay consistent, and they were going to have the transformation that we are all looking for. If you don't enjoy the activity and you're forcing yourself to do it and you're dreading showing up every time that you hit that alarm or every time that you're in the car on the way to go, there's another workout out there for you that you're actually going to enjoy. I promise. That doesn't mean that you're not going to complain here and there, or there aren't going to be days that you're like, man, I really don't want to go. But when you're looking forward to seeing your favorite coach or your trainer, or when you know that you do enjoy the workout once you get started going, or maybe it's just because you decided to go to the 5 a.m. class one day and you're not used to getting up that early, those are things that we just take in stride when we are fit or when we are working out consistently. But that's different than actually dreading the workout and not enjoying the time there or the feelings that you get afterwards. Bottom line here, exercise and workouts, they should not feel like punishment. It should feel like a celebration, something that's exciting, something that you look forward to, something that makes you feel accomplished. That's when you know you've found the right thing. And if you don't feel it that, just start to switch it up and see what you find that you do like. I promise that you are 100% more likely to continue working out if you find that kind of exercise. So in summary, my top 5 tips for staying consistent: create SMART goals. Be willing to adapt your schedule or adapt your workouts if you need to. Find an awesome accountability partner. Go ahead and schedule your workouts in advance and make sure that you are doing activity that you truly enjoy. If you found this helpful, you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of more great content like this. I hope it's great. And until next time, you guys, thank you for watching.